Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Infinite Snap podcast. I'm your host, Shadow DTV, also known as Richie, and of course we've got Justin here as always. Justin's been super consistent on the show, so thanks for that, Justin. How are we doing today?
Yeah, pretty good. Getting close to the festive season, so getting pretty busy, but still trying to play some Marvel Snap.
That's good. That's good. I've been super slack this past few weeks with Marvel Snap. Been super busy with the festive season. If you're watching the video version of the podcast, I've got my festive lights on today because we are in that season. Even though I'm like a super Grinch when it comes to Christmas.
Yeah, I love the lights though.
Thanks. Yeah. So I feel like I've been playing, but nowhere near, like we always discussed like how much we expected to play the game, and I always thought I would play it like, you know, multiple hours a day, which I did for probably most of the game's life. It's really only the last 2 weeks I've been like kind of slack, which is weird because we've gotten so much new content, and it's like the first time where I haven't been playing, like I've been too busy to play. Have you been going getting some games in?
I've still been grinding it out. I hit Infinite last season. I think I said that in the last podcast. This past week, just been testing out some cool decks.
That's cool. We'll go through that for sure. Let's get through today's topic. So we're going to go through the featured locations for the week. Talk about what decks we've been playing. Silver Surfer is here. That is the big news this week. So we're going to talk about Silver Surfer, what we think of the card. We did talk about it last week because we had the huge reveal. Feels like this is the first time we've had like an early reveal of cards. We always seem to just get a hint like the day before. So we've actually had a lot of time to discuss the card, which has been different for us because Marvel Snap's been super like secretive about releases, I guess. We're going to discuss all the new cards, or not what the cards are, but we're just going to tell you what we think our favorites are, what we think is going to be good in the meta, how we feel about, new players getting these cards. Collector tokens, we spoke about them last week as well. Now we've actually been able to test it out and use them, so we're going to discuss that a little bit. This is the biggest update we've had since the launch of the game, even back from the beta. This is the most content we've gotten, I guess, in one hit. So, it's a bit of a discussion to be had there. And Justin actually notified me today of a bunch of new cards that got announced. So we've got 3 new cards coming out in December, as well as some new locations. So we've got all that information for you guys as well, and we're going to go through all of that. And Marvel Snap posted a very cryptic message on Twitter today. I don't know if Justin's seen it yet, so we're going to discuss that, and we'll see if we can decode what's going on there. I think at first I hadn't, but I think I've figured it out now. And then we're going to play Snap Who. Justin is going to be trying to guess a location this week. We've been struggling a little bit with the locations. They're a lot harder to guess than the actual cards. Of course, Snap Who is our weekly Marvel Snap quiz, so we'll see how Justin can go today. All right, let's roll that intro and get straight into the show.
Cool.
All right, Justin. So what, I guess, we've got a bunch of new cards. What have you been playing this week?
Well, the very first card that came in my token shop was Thanos. And I thought, yep, I got to get him. So I bought Thanos. I've been trying a couple decks out.
Okay.
Thanos is very interesting, very fun card to play. He's very difficult to maneuver though with all those stones in deck.
For sure.
But I've been really trying to make him work. And then just some other decks that I don't usually play when I'm trying to reach Infinite because they're not that consistent, but just fun decks. I made that the Lockjaw discard deck, which is like so fun. It's so fun to play.
It's pretty nuts, isn't it? Like just like discard cards, but then bring out other cards. It's pretty wacky.
Yeah.
Did you play it with Hela?
I played it with Hela.
It's so funny.
I found that like Hela only came off like maybe like 1 in every 10 games.
Yeah, but when it does, it's like just like cool. Thanks for the win.
Yeah, that's right.
For sure. Cool. Well, yeah, I've like I said, I haven't been playing a lot. I did get Sarah finally, so my Pool 3 collection now I think is finished.
Nice.
And of course, that was the last card that I was going to get. Yep. So I haven't tested it out yet. I only got it a couple days ago. So that's like the first thing I'm going to do, like Sarah Miracle deck, just grind out the season, which is going to be fun. But then, yeah, I need to try some of the new cards. I've got Valkyrie locked in my shop. I'm still like on the fence of if that's actually the card I want. So I'm just like checking out some deck lists, seeing some gameplay before I commit, because of course it's not so easy to get all of these cards without spending some money, or I mean just waiting. So I guess like you said, you got Thanos straight up because it's such a fun card. I kind of don't want to pull the trigger on a card and then it's kind of average or not fun.
So do you not have any of the new cards yet?
No, I haven't bought any yet because I've pinned Valkyrie and I'm like I don't think I want Valkyrie.
Wow. And have you unlocked any through the caches?
No,
The
nothing.
caches?
No, nothing.
So Thanos came in the shop first.
Yep.
Bought him, played with him a heap.
Yep.
Then I think in our group chat with some of the other boys, we were talking about that Luke Cage hazmat deck.
Yes.
And I thought Luke Cage was going to be an awesome card. He came up in my shop and bang, I bought Luke Cage.
Yep.
And the deck is not great. Luke Cage turns out to be like not the best card.
Yep. Okay.
He's like okay. And then I actually unlocked Agent Coulson from one of the caches.
Ooh.
So
That's-
what was that? Like a 2.5 chance?
Yeah, 2.5%. That's kind of nuts.
2.5% chance. Yeah. So I got three of the new cards. So a few decks to play around with.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So 3 in like what, a week?
Yeah.
That's great.
But and now I've got Galactus pinned in my shop because I've seen.
Yep.
I don't know. I've watched some videos on some Galactus decks, and he actually looks like. I thought Galactus maybe wouldn't be too good, but he looks like one of the better cards, one of the better new cards, and I can't wait till I have enough tokens to unlock him.
So this is the thing, like Galactus when you randomly got him was kind of bad, but now that you can like have him in hand, manipulate your hand so you can get cards out early, makes him kind of super playable now. Some pretty cool combos. We're going to take a look at some Thanos decks. We'll take a look at your Thanos deck, a Galactus deck as well, and we'll discuss some of our early thoughts on what we've seen from the new cards. But first up, how about we discuss, we'll talk about the featured locations for the week. They've just passed. So we had Throne Room was the new featured location, the new location. So we had that for 48 hours. Justin, did you play with Throne Room much? So do you want to tell everyone what Throne Room does?
Yeah, so Throne Room is a location, and it reads cards here with the highest power have their power doubled. So I don't know. I didn't really play a specific deck to utilize Throne Room. I found myself kind of maybe avoiding Throne Room just because other people were playing decks with some high-powered cards, and they were always winning Throne Room, so I'd kind of just avoid it. Or if I was playing my Thanos deck, I'd use the Reality Stone to change that location. So I didn't really play around with it, to be honest. What about you?
I think it was like it's interesting because we've had a couple locations recently that double power. Like we had Shuri's Lab and now we've had this. So I don't know. It was interesting. I feel like it kind of falls into, like you said, just big power decks, doubling that, those sort of combos. I think like you said, I kind of just played around it, I guess. I didn't really like play to its strengths at all, you know, we usually would. Obviously you were testing out your Thanos deck, so you weren't like, you kind of just wanted to play that, you didn't really want to like deck build for Throne Room.
I just wanted to play the Thanos deck, so unless I'm playing Thanos there, then I was just changing it with the Reality Stone, and it's hard. It's hard to get Thanos out, man. It's honestly so hard.
So yeah, that's the thing. We'll go through that in a moment. So the hot location was Bar Sinister. So we've had this as this was a featured location only a few months ago. I believe.
Surprised they put that in so soon.
Yeah. So I think it might have been. Was it still beta when we got that location? I'm trying to think. I think it might have just been before global launch. And so that Bar Sinister, of course, do you want to go through what Bar Sinister does?
So Bar Sinister reads, when you play a card here, fill this location with copies of it.
Yep. So, of course, we saw when that location initially released, you can use Nightcrawler to fill that location. Then you can move Nightcrawler out. The Nightcrawler's out to play other cards there. So there's some pretty crazy combos with things like Onslaught. You could get a bunch of Onslaughts there and things like, what was the card? Iron Man. And then, of course, we also had...
Venom.
Venom. That's right. So it was pretty nuts, hey, that Bar Sinister.
Yeah, so and so the way that it, just for those who don't know, the way that it plays out is like you'll play a card, the on reveal ability will happen,
Yep.
and then 3 copies of it will spawn, and then they reveal one at a time.
Yep.
So if you have Venom, I might have a demon from the hood. I play
Yep.
the demon with Venom on turn 4. So Venom eats the demon, he gets to 7 power, then 3 other 7-powered Venoms spawn, and
Yes.
they all eat each other one at a time to get a 7, 14, 28-powered Venom.
So the combo was play Nightcrawler, move Nightcrawlers out, so you could play another card there, like just one, and then you could move the other Nightcrawlers to then play what you wanted, like a Venom, and then you could Arnim Zola the Venom, which was like the main combo, I guess.
Or Taskmaster.
Of
it was
course.
pretty insane.
And now that I think about it, you've actually got Black Panther that you could also, I guess, utilize.
I did
to an
try that
extent.
actually. That happened to me. So I played Black Panther. He doubles to 8 power.
Yep.
And then 3 8-powered Black Panther spawn, and they all double to 16, which is nothing to sneeze at.
It's pretty good. Yeah. I guess didn't do anything special for Bar Sinister either. Were you still playing Thanos? I'm assuming.
Yeah, still playing Thanos.
That's great.
Anyway, I'll go through the deck later.
Yes. We'll actually get into that now. So we'll go through what we've been playing. So yours is like, I guess, kind of, it's just a brand new deck, which is really cool. So let's get straight into that. So this is your Thanos deck. For those that don't know, Thanos basically shuffles the 6 Infinity Stones into your deck. And on last week's episode, we went through what all the Infinity Stones abilities are. But basically, it is making your deck have, I guess, 18 cards instead of 12. So it is harder to draw the cards that you need. Obviously, though, the Infinity Stones have some pretty powerful abilities. And of course, if you play all the stones, Thanos gets to 18 power, I believe.
18 power,
yeah. So without any other buffs, if you play all the Infinity Stones at least once during the game, Thanos will get to 18 power, which, I mean, nothing to sneeze at, but I guess we did discuss last week, there are other 6-cost cards with, 14 power, 15 power. Of course, they have some negative effects, but I mean, 18 just doesn't seem like super powerful when you think of how hard it is to actually achieve it. But go through the deck list we've got here. Guys, all of these deck lists will be posted on our Twitter account at Infinite Snap Pod on Twitter. So we'll have all the content from the podcast that we discussed posted there. So you'll be able to go and check that out if you're listening to the audio version. Justin, get into the deck list for us and tell us how you've been going with it.
Yeah, so this Thanos deck, I said last podcast that with this Thanos deck, space is going to be a problem.
Yes,
as
you
you can only play 12 cards in total. So I said you need to have Beast and Falcon so you can bounce cards back to your hand.
Yep.
And then I thought if you're bouncing cards to your hand, you may as well have the Collector in there.
Yep.
I played something similar to this deck, but I didn't have Carnage in there. And then I realized you cannot play this deck without some kind of destroy mechanic because there's 6 stones. They just take up so much room.
For sure.
So and then the other thing that I found is so my idea was you bounce the stones back into your hand, so you don't really have to worry about destroying them. But then what was happening is you bounce the cards to your hand, and then every turn your hand is full of 7 cards because you keep bouncing so many to your hand. It just doesn't work. So anyway, I've got Ant-Man in the deck, and that's purely because you are filling up almost every spot on the board every game. So Ant-Man is a great card. Quinjet, this is interesting. Quinjet makes the stones 0 cost.
Yep, that makes sense though, because Thanos, it says on Thanos' ability, let me actually bring it up so I know it's correct. Yeah, at the start of the game, shuffle the 6 Infinity Stones. So they don't.
So they're not originally in your deck.
Correct. Yeah. So the Quinjet actually activates that.
Yeah. So if you got Quinjet down, the stones cost 0 power, which is awesome. Angela can be used in any deck. That's why I put her in there. The Collector, as I said, you're bouncing cards back into your hand. So the Collector gains +1 for each card that you do that for.
Angela's interesting actually though, because if you've got Quinjet out, you're just playing them for free.
You're playing them for free,
and then you can
you're
bounce
bouncing them
Angela.
Back with and Angela with Beast or Falcon or whatever.
Pretty good combo.
It's a good combo. Beast, self-explanatory, bounce the stones, or even bounce Carnage back into your hand. I found that is pretty popular as well.
For sure.
So Carnage goes down, destroys 3 stones, gets to 7 what does he get to? 6 power.
6 power.
And then you bounce him back into your hand, and then you can play those stones again if you want to, and play Carnage again. Okoye just to buff your deck up.
It's pretty
Falcon
good. Like I was just thinking, if you're getting free stones with a little buff, and then it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. Falcon also bounces them back into your hand. Bishop, of course, because you're playing so many cards, and some of them for free, so Bishop can get insane. Kazar, I put in this deck. He's not always great, just because you don't always end up with all these one-cost cards on the board. But there's nothing really else to fill that 4-cost spot. So he is good. He does get utilized. Magic just to extend the game. You really need Magic in this deck to get all the stones out. And then of course there's the big boy Thanos.
Let's go.
So it's pretty good. I'm trying to think of how many times I've pulled Thanos off. I'd say maybe I pull him off maybe 1 in 6 games.
Okay, yep.
And of those games that I pull Thanos off, I maybe win 50% of them. It's not a guaranteed win, even if you pull Thanos off. He can either get countered like Shang-Chi, because also a problem with this deck is because your board's so full with all these cards, they know you've often only got one more spot to play Thanos, so they know exactly where you're going to play him.
Yep.
So they can Shang-Chi him easily. And they can also Enchantress. No, actually, they can't Enchantress your Power Stone because it happens. So it's actually really interesting. I thought so. The Power Stone reads ongoing. If you've played all 6 stones, Thanos has plus 10 power wherever he is.
Yep.
Right? But if you've played all 6 stones, Thanos has... it can't. The Power Stone is an ongoing ability.
Yes.
So that can get Enchantress.
Interesting.
Yes.
That is
interesting. All of the other stones are on reveal. That's why you can destroy them.
Yep.
But the Power Stone you need on the board at the end of the game. It's essential.
Interesting.
So the deck is good, but there are some big problems with it. Sometimes you end up destroying needing to destroy the Power Stone.
Yep. And then you've got a 6-cost 8 power card.
Correct. Or sometimes your only option is to Falcon to get more space on the board, but then the Power Stone goes back into your hand. And if you don't have Quinjet out, you can't play the Power Stone with Thanos on turn 6 unless you have Quinjet out. So there are a few problems with the deck. It's not consistent at all. It's really fun. It's really fun to play there.
The first thing I was just thinking is, like you said, with all the stones, you're filling up a lot of the board, and it's very combo-y. So even playing your stones in the right locations would be difficult. Like if your opponent sees, hey, they're playing a bunch of stones here, I probably only need 12, 10 plus power to win this. Whereas, unless you have a way to fix that. So, like you said, they can kind of predict where Thanos is going to end up. It's interesting. Would there be a way to, is there a version of this where you get Thanos out on turn 5 and, I was going to say Arnim Zola, but you might as well play a Black Panther deck instead.
It's just you can't fit too much in too many other cards into this deck. It just doesn't work. I also, early on, actually, after I put Beast and Falcon in, then I tried that for a bit. Then I thought I need to destroy these stones.
Yep.
So I put Thanos into a destroy deck. So I had the stones with Carnage, Deathlock, Killmonger, he kills them all.
So destroy,
and then I also had Death in there because you're destroying so many cards, and then you basically get Death out for free.
Which is cool.
That also worked, but you're just not buffing your cards enough.
It's just it's super combo-y, and it just feels lackluster when you look at other decks. But I can see the fun in the deck.
It's so fun.
Yeah, it's just looking at it and thinking, it seems like a high skill level to actually play well. But I feel like if you can play it well, it would be quite fun. Cool. So that's Thanos. Let's get into this Galactus deck. Did you have any last words on Thanos?
No, I think that's it. It's a really fun deck to play,
Yep.
but if I could go back in time, I probably wouldn't spend the 6,000
Yep.
tokens on him.
For sure. But I
Yep.
mean, you don't know until you've tried the card out, hey?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. All right. So let's check out this Galactus deck. So this is by Regis Kilburn, a pretty well-known Hearthstone, I guess, streamer player. So pretty cool deck list, actually. I was checking it out earlier. I don't have Galactus, as I said earlier. But like we said before, Galactus, when you randomly got him into your hand, he was kind of bad because you didn't have a way to, like, utilize him. Like, there was a game every now and then where I'd play Galactus at an empty location and just fluke a win on turn 6. But it was very, very few and far between because you didn't even see the card that often. Now that you can have it starting in your deck, I mean, there's so many ways to cheat Galactus out before turn 6. So just looking at the deck list we've got here, I mean, you've got Psylocke there, which would allow you to play Galactus on turn 5. You've got Electro, which would allow you to play him turn 5. Wave would let you play Galactus on turn 4. So that's already a bunch of ways to get Galactus out early. Like, if you get Galactus out turn 4, you could play Gamora turn 5. Or even Spider-Man turn 5 to just win that location, just to win the game, really. If you play Galactus on turn 4 and then get Spider-Man out turn 5 and they don't play anything there, you just win.
Yeah,
6
it's
power.
almost a guaranteed win. And then, like, you can I think with this deck as well, which I've seen it happen against me, because it's got death in there, you destroy the other locations, which destroys
all
the other
cards.
card at all other locations.
Yeah.
You pull death off
For
every
free.
time you do it.
Yeah, it's insane. And then Destroyer, of course, although Destroyer is now at 15 power, if you go Galactus turn 5, Destroyer turn 6, I mean, that's 15 power. It's good.
It's not bad,
you've got Green Goblin on turn 3 to give them -3 at your Galactus location. Actually, no. Galactus has to be the only card there, doesn't it?
Only on your side of the board.
Oh, it's only your side of the board. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Of course. So yeah, Green Goblin's like an easy play. You've got Adam Warlock in here, to draw cards, which, I mean, you need to get Wave, Electro, or Psylocke out to actually use Galactus. If you're playing Galactus turn 6, you probably lose. But yeah, like you said, there's actually a lot of ways to use Galactus. There's a lot of ways to just get tons of power at that location. But I guess you have other win conditions as well. You got Gamora in here, can generally, like, win a location by itself. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you have to get Galactus out to actually win with this. I'm just taking a look at it.
I think
you definitely
have to get Galactus out.
Yeah. It just feels like, and to be fair, a lot of Marvel Snap decks are built like this, where if you don't get the card, you don't win. But because of retreating, you can just retreat and get on to the next game, lose your 1 cube, and go for that big 8 cube win. I think this is a cool deck. I kind of want Galactus now, but I feel like it's a very set sort of deck list. Like, there's probably not a lot of wiggle room with how you play Galactus. You need to play him early and then get big power, or lock your opponent out of the location. The only issue I see with this is if you get Galactus out turn 4, your opponent's probably just retreating if they don't feel like they have a strong win condition.
Yeah, I think maybe the point of this deck is if you have Galactus in hand, you just snap, because like you know that you're going to pull something off.
Yes, I guess you're right. So you go snap Galactus, and then, like, you're going to play Death or Destroyer. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, and you're just going to sneak like a couple cubes here and there because it'll get to turn 6 and your opponent realizes they can't win. Yeah, you're probably right in saying that. We've also got some low-cost cards. We've got Iceman, I guess, to just, again, slow down your opponent, make it harder for them to win the Galactus location. And Yondu, again, just destroys a card. I guess it can destroy a card that they potentially need to win the Galactus location. Yeah, it's a cool deck. I like the idea here. But again, it's very not combo-y. You just need to get Galactus every game.
Yeah, you just need Galactus.
Yeah, which is...
I think
maybe
fine. some other cards to mention. I haven't come across a lot of Galactus decks in my playtime, maybe a few, but some ones that I've seen incorporate Wolverine. I've seen that, so that he goes to that location that
as
Galactus
well. Yep.
gets played at.
That's pretty cool.
I've also seen Nova, but that just gets Galactus a +1, which is not that great.
Not amazing, but it works.
I think Spider-Man and Gamora probably the keys here, because Spider-Man, just doesn't let your opponent play a card.
Especially if they snap back, you just get like four free cubes, I guess.
Yeah. And Gamora, like, you can only play at the one location. You don't even have to guess.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
like, it's pretty good. I like the deck. I'm definitely going to get Galactus. He's pinned.
Yeah, I think. Oh, you've got him pinned?
Yeah.
In the token store. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, that's Galactus. Not like anything crazy to say about that. We've seen the card used before. We can just now actually play it in a deck. But we should get into the brand new season pass card, Silver Surfer. So Justin found this deck list. This was featured on Marvel Snap Zone. So this deck is by the user Demonia, Demonia. It's like demon.
Yeah, Demonia.
Yeah, we'll go with Demonia.
Demonia.
Cool. That's the name we're going with. So shout out to them. So we've got Silver Surfer in this deck. We do also have Bast in this deck. So we've got a couple of the new cards in there. So a little bit harder to get both of them. Or actually not really, because you get Silver Surfer in the season pass. So you really would only have to purchase Bast. Bast is pool 5, I believe. Series 5, I'm pretty sure.
Series 5, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'll check that.
It actually might not be. It might be 4. So anyway, this deck list, basically Silver Surfer, of course, is we spoke about him last week. On reveal, you give your other 3-cost cards plus 3 power. So of course, we're playing a ton of 3-cost cards in the deck. And Bast...
Yep, Series 5.
Series 5, yeah, I thought so. Yep. And so Bast is on reveal, set the power of all cards in your hand to 3. So basically, you're going to play Bast, set all the cards in your hand. You look at how many low power cards we have here, but of course Silver Surfer is going to give all of them plus 3. So with Bast, you're getting all of these cards to 6 power, which is pretty good.
No.
Sorry.
No. So I think So Bast puts all of your cards in hand to 3 power.
Yeah, and then
Silver Surfer is plus 3 to all your 3-cost cards.
So. But so Bast would set your 3-cost cards, would set all your cards to 3 power.
Yes.
Silver Surfer would buff them all to 6.
No, Silver Surfer buffs your 3-cost cards.
Yes.
And Bast affects the power, not the cost.
No. So Silver Surfer, on reveal, give your other 3-cost cards plus 3 power.
Yes.
Bast sets all the cards in your hand to 3 power. So if I have Mr. Fantastic in my hand, he gets set to 3 power, and then he gets plus 3 power from Silver Surfer.
Yes, but
he does.
Instance, what I'm trying to say is, if Bast affects Angela.
Yes, you don't get the buff on Angela and Magic.
Correct.
Yeah, but I mean, your main game plan is to play all these cards at 6 power. Yeah, to get them to 6 power. So, like Brood, for instance, all of them will get to. So, what Brood will be at 3, and then the other Broodlings will get to what, 5? They'll be on 5 power. Brood will be on 6 power if you play Bast. Yes.
You are really confusing me. Like,
so yes. So Bast
does Bast set them to 3 power or plus 3 power?
Set the power of all cards in your hand to 3.
Yeah, so Brood will go to a 3/3.
3/3. Silver Surfer makes him
Silver Surfer buffs him to a 3/6.
Yes. And the Broodlings will all be 6 power, of course.
Will all be 6
power. So
that's
already 18 power for what on turn 4 at one location. Yeah. Crazy.
It's pretty nuts.
Angela can get a bunch of buffs from playing cards there. Storm, is going to get the buff as well. It's pretty interesting deck. You've got Magic there, I guess, like we spoke about, just to get more cards on the board. Wolfsbane's getting some cool buffs there as well. Rogue is stealing ongoings from your opponent. There's a bit of disruption in here. There's some ways to get some pretty big power. Silver Surfer just feels kind of like a better Cerebro. Like Cerebro obviously can be used in different ways, but it's very reliant on not having cards that have their power chain, where Silver Surfer just ignores that and says, I'm going to buff all the 3-cost cards.
It's a pretty cool deck. I can see how it would work.
Yeah, for sure. And like Bast is a 1-cost, so you can get Bast out turn 1, set up your game plan. You can kind of play it kind of any turn, really. The only issue with the deck is they are 3-cost cards, so you are not playing as many cards per turn. But I mean, it doesn't really matter when they're getting some decent buffs. And you've got Disruption. You've got Storm there. You've got Rhino. You've got Rogue there. It's pretty interesting. Now, I'm just thinking Mystique is basically in there because it's it's a three cost card. You can get
Yeah,
Mr.
and
Fantastic's
you can
ability. You can get Punisher's ability.
Punisher or Rogue's ability even.
Yeah, if Rogue steals something good. Yeah, so you got some utility there with Mystique as well. Haven't actually seen Silver Surfer in action yet. The card only came out today as of recording this. But, I mean, it's a solid first list. I'm sure that it'll change a little bit. But I'm pretty excited to try out Silver Surfer, like, straight away. I don't have Bast, unfortunately, so it kind of seems like getting Bast is pretty important to the deck. So that'll be interesting. But I think Silver Surfer is a pretty cool card.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't got Bast either, but I've seen some variants of this deck with Wong in it, and then you play Silver Surfer.
Yeah, that's cool, of course.
Or Odin, of course, because he's like your turn 6 card.
Yeah.
And also with Absorbing Man.
Yep.
He will copy Silver Surfer's ability.
Very true, very true. That's actually so this again, I feel like all these new cards are just enabling, there's so many other cards we have that and is enabling all these new cards. Like Wong we've had for ages, tons of combos with Wong, but there's another one that you get there. Abomination is pretty cool. Like it's
Abomination?
not Abomination. Absorbing Man. Abomination is the awful no power card. No ability card. Actually, that's not true. That card's gonna be cracked one day. You watch. There'll be something that enables it.
We'll see.
So yeah, I think Silver Surfer is cool. Very excited to test it out. Obviously, Bast seems like kind of important, but I guess you've also got like Wong and different ways you could play the deck. So definitely going to be trying that out as soon as possible.
I'll test him out and I'll have some decks for next week.
Very cool, very cool. Kazja Brawl said that the infinite rewards are very mid. So maybe we'll go through them because we were discussing them just before the show.
Yeah, we can go through it. First, maybe I'd like to just go through the season pass. So have you bought the season pass?
No. So I haven't yet. I'm going to buy it pretty much straight after the show. So what? Yeah, let's go through it.
Tell me what you think of this. So I'm going to compare the paid versus the free rewards in the season pass for this season. All right. So for gold, if you buy the season pass, if the paid rewards in the season pass for gold is 900 gold.
Okay.
All right. If you don't buy the season pass, you get 300 gold.
Okay. So So you're getting 600 gold?
Yep.
So
credits?
Not enough for a variant? Yep.
Not enough for the variant. Sorry, but this is the paid. What I'm saying is the paid pass is not inclusive of the free.
So you get 1,200 all up.
So total, you're getting 1,200 all up.
Okay, got it.
Right.
So one variant.
One variant.
Yep.
Credits, you're getting 2,300 for free.
Yep.
And you're getting 300 paid.
So 300 more. Okay, so
300
not
more.
important. Yep.
Not important. For boosters, you're getting 85 free.
Yep.
You're getting an additional 230 for paid.
Which no one cares.
No one cares. For free, you're getting 0 avatars. For paid, you're getting 3 avatars.
Okay, yep.
All right, so cosmetics.
Yep.
For free, you're getting 0 cards. As in, this must be the Silver Surfer
Yes, of course, that's Silver Surfer.
And then you're getting the 1 Silver Surfer.
Yep.
Variants, for free, you're getting 0 variants now. There's no free variants in the season pass.
Interesting.
Whereas before, there was surely, I think, 2 or 3.
I think you got at least 1, if not 2.
Yes. And for paid, there's 7 variants.
Wow, okay.
This is not mystery variants.
Yep.
This includes the collector and Infinite and Silver Surfer.
Okay.
All right.
So you're getting
variants.
So I guess we're kind of shifting into cosmetic territory now, where you get the new card, of course, but cosmetics are like king now. And boosters, of course. Give us tons of boosters. That's what I'm paying for, you know. Obviously. Oh, that's so bad. No collector's tokens in the season pass.
No collector's tokens. I'll just finish off quickly. You get 1 card back for free, 1 for paid.
Yep.
And you get 1 title for free and an extra 2 for paid.
Interesting. Okay. So
you are basically paying for the card
and the variants.
A bunch of cosmetics.
Which is generally what season passes are. So I actually don't think I have any issue with that. You're getting enough gold Like, it's not like the case of where other season passes, like, oh, you get enough gold for next season pass. You can't buy season pass with gold anyway. So the gold is just like, hey, here's some gold to buy another variant if you want. So I don't think I have any issue with that the way they've structured that. Now, Akazia Brawls mentioned how the rewards for ranking up are a lot. They're not as good as the previous ones. Now, on that, I did want to discuss that because initially in the game, you didn't get card backs for ranking up on the ladder. The last, I want to say 3 seasons, maybe, So Daredevil season, we had Spider-Man and now Black Panther. So 3 seasons, you get a card back for hitting rank 100 infinite.
Yep.
I compare this to games like Hearthstone. So to get the exclusive card back in Hearthstone, you need to play 5 games or you need to win 5 games for the whole season. That's it. You can do that in a day and get the exclusive card back. They're rewarding you for playing monthly, playing consistently rather than being good at the game. And I think my thing on this is I don't want to punish people for not playing the game, multiple hours a day, grinding, hitting the highest rank, getting their card back. I think cosmetics should be something that is easily attainable because for someone like me, I hit infinite every other season, got my card backs. This season, I didn't hit infinite. And at first, I was feeling a bit of FOMO. No, I'm not going to get the cool card back. It kind of sucks. But then I've kind of realized, grinding every season, like I don't want to put pressure on myself to play the game multiple, I got to hit infinite every single season or I miss out on the card back. And pretty much what I was thinking is exactly how the devs have gone. They've gone, let's not punish players for not playing the game several hours a day. What's your thoughts on it? I know you, so what do you get now for rank infinite? For hitting infinite, you get a title.
Just having a look, you get a title, Herald of Galactus.
Okay, so you're still getting something to show, hey, I hit infinite this season. So you're still getting something to show. You're just not getting the card back. And I kind of get it, but I think cosmetics shouldn't be something like a title. Great. If you don't get the title, whatever. But if you get the title, you can say, hey, look, I hit infinite this season. Check me out. But the card back is kind of like, you're going to have people that are like, I'd love that card back, but I don't have the time to put into this game every day to get to infinite. And I kind of feel bad for those players because cosmetics shouldn't be like this super exclusive club. What's your thoughts on it?
I think in a game like Marvel Snap, where people are so the main argument has been that casual players cannot easily unlock cards, and yes, they've helped that in the token shop because you can unlock specific cards that you want, but it's still not easy to do.
No.
I just think that if they wanted to make it better for the casual players, if I was a casual player, as in I am a casual player, but if I was a real casual player and didn't play that often, I would be more concerned about unlocking cards that I can actually use more than caring about being able to pay for cosmetics. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So here's my thing. The only way that Marvel Snap currently makes money is cosmetics. So new card, season pass, sure. But other than that, it's cosmetics, variants.
Yeah, but also on that, if they want to keep their player base, they have to keep them happy.
But you say that, but then I think of Hearthstone. Now, Hearthstone, huge digital card game. Biggest digital card game by far. The reward difference from hitting Diamond 5, which is like essentially just before Legend or Infinite in Marvel Snap, the difference in rewards from that to that rank to Infinite, which is, top maybe 10,000 players for the server, is an extra pack, an extra free pack. So you're not being rewarded. So in Hearthstone, you don't get a reward for hitting Infinite, basically. You don't get anything. So Marvel Snap have kind of gone down that route because I get what you're saying, but so do you think that there should be a card back at Infinite rank that no one else can get? That's basically my question. Or do you think it's unfair because, Stodge said in the chat, I hate systems that manipulate FOMO to get you to play a game like a job. And to be honest, it didn't feel like I was playing the game like a job for the first 6 months of playing it, but it was. I was playing it every day, do my dailies to get new cards, but also I didn't want to miss out on the card back. And although I didn't think of it as a job because I was enjoying it, if you stop enjoying it as much, it can feel like, oh no, I only can play for 2-3 games a day on my lunch break. I'm not going to get infinite. I miss out on the card back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're probably right. You are probably
like
right.
we think about it as like we play all the time. So for us, it's not an issue hitting infinite. Yeah, we're generally going to do it every single month unless we're super busy. But for those people that don't play it that often, or maybe they're not as versed in like how the retreat mechanic works, they're going to feel bad every month because they see everyone getting this card back and they miss out on it. I feel like that hurts the casual players more than look, me, you, all the content creators, we're going to play the game regardless. They could give you nothing for hitting infinite. We're still going to have the desire to hit infinite. Yeah. We're going to be like, oh, I need to hit infinite this season. So it doesn't matter what they could give us nothing and we're still going to do it. So I think the title means you can still show off that you hit infinite, but people aren't missing out on cosmetics, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
I just compare it to other card games, and I feel like they did it for a few months, and I think they've realized, hey, we're putting people down for not playing, for not hitting infinite, which sucks. Like if you're paying your $15 for your season pass, you want the card backs, and that's how it initially was in the beta. And I'm kind of glad they went back to that because you're still spending money. Marvel Snap are still getting the outcome they want. They are making money off the card back, but they're not forcing you to play the game like a job. That's my thing. Yeah. I think it's a good move.
That's fair enough.
Not even for us, because for us it doesn't matter. We're probably going to get the card back every season anyway. But for I guess the less like grindy player, it's amazing. It's great. If you want your title, if you want to show off, go and get your title at Infinite. You're good. So Kaz Jabrols, that's my thoughts on the Infinite rewards. They are kind of mid compared to what we have been getting. But if you're just playing the game to hit Infinite to show off, you still can do that. You're just not getting a card back. But you're still going to get the card back in the season pass. So the win-win for everyone, in my opinion. For sure.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I agree.
And Drugor says in chat, I will be able to buy all of them for cash eventually. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. FOMO, like, hey, oh man, I didn't play for the first year of Marvel Snap. I missed out on all these card backs. Wow, I can buy them all. I'm going to buy them all. That would be me. If I started the game in a year's time, I would do everything I can to get all the card backs.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah. Cool. So... that's kind of like we kind of went through all the new rewards. It is very different for the players for all the global launch players. They haven't seen this kind of season pass yet. They haven't seen this kind of rewards, rank system rewards. I'm happy with it. I don't think you're fully convinced, but I just talk your ear off until you agree with me.
Yeah, that's true. Look, to be honest, I think I was making a different argument, which was not related to the question that we're talking about.
Yeah. Your argument. Yeah.
My argument was why they're putting cosmetics behind the paywall.
Got it.
When casual players would more be concerned about unlocking cards that they can use rather than variants or cosmetics.
I understand.
That was my thing.
I understand your point. I think that even casual players will buy the season pass every month or most months. Yeah. It's kind of like your fee for playing, and you get so much from it. Like you get the brand new card. That's a reason to buy the season pass for a casual player.
Correct.
I get a new card to play with.
I'm contradicting myself because I love the way that Marvel Snap makes you unlock cards.
Yeah, like you don't want to just pay and get them all. Like so, no. I posed this question to you a while ago. If Marvel Snap gave you, hey, pay $20 a month and you have access to all the cards, but when you stop paying, you lose them all. You wouldn't like that system, would you?
Not at all.
Yeah, so whereas I feel like initially I was of that, if I could just pay a fee and get all the cards each month, I would do it. Whereas now I'm kind of leaning a bit more towards what you think, and that unlocking the cards is part of the experience.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, when I unlocked Agent Coulson through a season case, exciting. I was like, this is awesome. Even though he's like not the greatest card, but like it was such an awesome feeling. I slipped him straight into a Devil Dino deck. I haven't used Devil Dino deck since the first season that I played.
Yeah. And
I played Devil Dino, and it was a good deck, especially with Agent Coulson in. Every time I got him out, I'm like, hey, I earned this.
That's cool. I got an interesting one from Zara in chat. I just want to bring this up because it's interesting. It'd be cool if there was like an introduction, like a short story mission where you use the new card. So like you buy the season pass and you get like a Silver Surfer story where you get to try out the new card in like, they set up a scenario where the card works. That's really cool. I think of Hearthstone has like these single player storylines where they kind of flesh out some of the characters and the cards. I don't know how much I don't know how all the licensing works in terms of like storylines and things like that. How much Second Dinner can actually use, but something like that would be so fun, especially for casual players. They like buy the season pass, they get like maybe like, you know, even if it's like 15 minutes of like single player content, like that's something to excite them about getting the new card. What's your thoughts on that, Justin?
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Something that would really, really entice me is a background story of the cards. So I have been searching, right, for YouTube videos for origin stories of the Marvel Snap characters.
That's so cool.
And like there are some like directly related to Marvel Snap. Like there are some.
Oh yes.
But not exactly. And I don't want to go digging around on the internet or like the Marvel website for like particular cards and whatever. I just want to like click on a card.
Yeah.
And I want it to tell me where this character comes from and, you know, if they're hero or villain, what their superpowers are.
So,
I think Marvel Snap lacks that a little bit.
I get what you're saying.
It's more about the game and not about Marvel, if that makes sense.
You're not getting the lore side of it. And I think my counter argument to that is like Hearthstone doesn't really give you that either. But you can find those characters in World of Warcraft, so it's kind of like, hey, go play our other game, go read our other like content, and you will learn about it. Whereas with Marvel, it's kind of like, no, I know. You know what you should do? You should start a YouTube channel, and instead of just doing Marvel Snap lore, instead of doing Marvel like backgrounds, it's only for Marvel Snap cards. Like you show the card.
Watch that?
100% people would watch that.
I would do, because I actually have researched a couple of cards.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The characters and the locations. They like it's so fascinating.
So you do the card. You say what the card ability is in Marvel Snap, and then like they could be short. They could be like 5-6 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do like a couple a week, and they're like, because I guess there's tons of Marvel lore. Like you could find Squirrel Girl. What the heck? Who's Squirrel Girl? What are they from? Yep. What are these locations? Where are they from? But I guess if you like centered it around Marvel Snap, it's kind of interesting though, because then I guess only Marvel Snap players would search for it.
Yeah, like
whereas
that's
you
what
could
I mean.
Marvel lore.
Marvel's fans don't care about it because they're already so into.
Oh yeah, sorry, Marvel. Yes.
Like Marvel fans in general that don't play Marvel Snap, they're not going to care about it.
Of course.
Which kind of sucks.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, you would just look up like, who is Rogue, who is Storm. Oh, I guess most people know who Storm is, but you get my point. Like, I guess you could just look at the Marvel lore. But I don't know. It's an idea.
Drugor would watch me.
Yeah, there you go. See, chat would watch. chat would be down. All right, cool. So, we've got so many new cards. We had 16 new cards plus Silver Surfer all dropped basically at the same time within a week. Is this too many cards for new players? Is this overwhelming? Global launch was only a few months ago. None of these players were almost there'd be a very small amount of those players who have got all of the pool 3 cards unless they were whales and spent a bunch of money. So, do you think it's overwhelming for new players? I mean, they're still buying pool 3 cards from the collector's token. With the collector's tokens, they're probably not unlocking a lot of pool 4, pool 5 cards. What's your thoughts?
I think it definitely is overwhelming for new players, but I think it also definitely was overwhelming for me when I first started looking ahead at all these cards that I haven't unlocked.
Yep.
I don't think that when a new player comes into the game that these new 16 cards are going to affect them at all, because they've got the other 100 plus cards to unlock as well.
It's true.
It's just the journey that you go through. We all went through it. Doesn't matter if it was with these 16 or without these 16 cards.
Yep.
And I don't think it matters for new players. I don't think they probably won't even see these cards in their token shop because they've got a massive pool of cards to unlock.
And I don't think
it matters.
I think I saw earlier today the rates for cards in the token shop. I think it was something like 50% of the time or more, 60% of the time it was pool 3 cards. Did you see that? So
no, I haven't seen that.
And then it was like 25% of the times it'll be a pool 4. I think the numbers were lower than that. So it's kind of, if you've got lots of pool 3 cards, that's generally what you're going to see each time.
Yeah, makes sense.
And you're not going to have enough tokens to really buy many pool 4, pool 5 cards anyway. My only thing with that is when these players that weren't in beta finally finish their pool 3 collection, I guess how many cards are there going to be that they haven't got yet? And I guess the way they fix that is the pool 5 cards are going to become pool 4 eventually. Pool 4 cards will become Pool 3, so they'll get easier to unlock. I guess by the time they get to Pool 4, some of those cards will become Pool 3 and they'll be able to get them straight away. So I guess it doesn't punish them for not being in the beta, which I guess is, it's actually probably fine. I think just like content-wise, they're going to see all these new cards and they're going to be like, wow, I'm still like watching videos of Mr. Negative waiting to unlock him and he's already been nerfed into the ground now. And so, I don't know. I think it was kind of, we discussed this and you said as soon as global launch comes before the end of the year, we're going to have a bunch of new cards. And you were right. Because they needed to.
They had to do it.
You were convinced.
Well, me personally, I would have been filthy if these collector's tokens dropped and all this stuff dropped and they didn't have pools 4 and 5, or at least a bunch of new cards.
Yeah.
Like the game was stale for me once I finished the collection.
Yep.
And now it's got whole new life into the game. So with these series.
I guess it was really targeted at, hey, let's give people a bunch of new cards, but hey, beta players who have finished your collections, or even I guess global launch players that have finished it, here is the new cards, here is stuff to unlock, go play the game.
Yeah, and I thought that that was probably going to be it. Like when I think about it, I've unlocked 2 cards with tokens.
Yep.
And
one on the cache.
And one on the cache. But I'm like out of tokens. Like, do you know what I mean? Like it's not, you can't rely on unlocking these cards out of the shop.
You gotta play.
You got to play. So I assumed that I would be unlocking cards maybe for another couple of months before I see them all. And then to my surprise, today when I bought the season pass, I saw they've announced 3 new cards.
Which we're going to go through. I'm glad you mentioned it because I haven't actually looked at the season pass yet, but I looked at it when you mentioned it. And we are getting another 3 cards this season before the month is out, which is like...
I was super surprised.
We just went from like beta, no new cards, some changes, balance changes, and it was a beta, fair enough. We got the season pass card. The game launched. I was convinced we were going to get maybe 2 cards a month. Boom, 16 new cards. Now, 4 cards, including the season pass, in a month. So we're basically on a schedule for 1 new card a week.
And I think they've said that as well. That they didn't give
crazy.
a time limit to us, but they said they'd be dropping a new card a week.
It's a lot. So I think it's a lot in that when we get a new expansion for a card game, doesn't matter if it's like Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, doesn't matter. You get all these new cards. You get tons of new cards in one go. But you have them for 3 to 4 months. Nothing new. Yep. Like you might get some special sets here and there, but hey, here's a bunch of cards, 2, 3, 4 months. That's it. Whereas now it's like every week there could potentially be a new meta deck.
Yeah, and it's one of the huge risks that I see in this is Marvel Snap have done a really great job in keeping the game balanced. Yep. You can build a deck around almost any card or have a deck that contains almost any card, and you can get to infinite. Yeah, it's a grind, but you can get there with that card, right? If you wanted to include a specific card in your deck.
Yep.
Now, introducing a card a week, the pool of cards is going to be massive, and it's going to be happening so quickly. Can they keep every card relevant, or are cards going to start to fall off where you just don't see them played?
I think naturally, and just from every other card game that's ever existed, the cards that we got at the start of the game will eventually just fall off.
But that sucks because they're the core characters of Marvel.
It does suck. I think players that start the game, Pool 1 will be great, no changes. Pool 2, same. Up until they get to Pool 3, nothing's going to change, The metas will be the same, the cards will be the same. So I think your first 500 to 1,000 levels, those cards will be relevant for the history of the game. But once you get into Pool 3 and all these Pool 4, Pool 5 cards become Pool 3, easy to get, the meta is going to change. And that's like, I mean, that's the only way to keep a game fresh. It's impossible to just keep releasing cards and have the old cards be relevant. Power creep is always going to happen. And we're already seeing it. Like Black Panther is a good card. Like that.
Black Panther is a really good card.
It's a strong card. And I feel like that's going to continue. And the cards will get stronger and stronger, and I think they'll naturally just make other cards not good. And of course, they can make changes, like all the vanilla cards with no abilities. They could just give them all +1 power. Like that's something that they can do. But you think of I think of Magic the Gathering. They rotate any cards 2 years previously. They rotate out because they don't want to make broken combos. A lot of those cards are going to be weak anyway. And then you got games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you can play every card in the game, but basically anything pre 2 years ago is garbage. Or let's say 5 years. Cards from the start of Yu-Gi-Oh! Are just awful. And people still try and make them work, but they don't. And that, I feel like that just naturally happens. And every game says, we're going to do our best to make sure every card is playable. And I think Marvel Snap probably has the best chance of that because of the retreat mechanic. Like, bad decks can still get you to infinite because you don't have to have a positive win rate and you can just retreat when you're going to lose. So, I mean, as long as you're not going to lose more than 8 games in a row every time, you can play like an average deck and still hit infinite, no problems. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like eventually those cards are just going to drop off once you hit pool. Once you hit the higher pools and you have most of the cards, the other cards are just going to be worse. That's just how it is.
It's going to be really interesting. I wish we could see like 5 years into the future what Marvel Snap looks like. We're going to have a bunch of cards where no one even knows who the characters are, where they come from, because like they've used all their good ideas early,
but
like the Avengers and stuff, and we're just going to have a bunch of no names in the meta.
So here's my thing. I get what you're saying, but they can always circle back and do like, I know we have variants, but you can do like alternate versions of cards for sure.
Yeah.
Like you think about like all the characters that we have, like even the Avengers, there's alternate versions of all of those characters. Like there's alternate Iron Mans, like, there's alternate,
That's like what the variants are.
I know what you're saying. That's the variants, yeah. But I guess
they could.
In 5 years' time, let's say they circle back and go, hey, we're releasing like
the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, like but that's what I mean. I like that. And instead of calling them variants, we call them, alternates or I don't know, something else.
I get you.
Universe cards. I don't know, like multiverse cards. You could call them whatever. I don't know, but I think there's enough lore. Like if we think of franchises, I can't think of a franchise with more lore than like comic books. Like
they've got heaps of content.
Yeah, it's pretty hard. Like sure. I mean, these companies have been around since the 40s. So you're talking like 80 years, 70, 80 years of content. So I think we're looking pretty fine for now. Like I think of games like Pokemon, they just recycle their Pokemon over and over, and they just introduce new versions. Like, hey, this is the new version with a new mechanic. And I mean, Marvel Snap would potentially do that. It'd have Iron Man Plus. We'll see. That's an interesting thought, though, for sure. I think players won't be overwhelmed because they won't even really see the pool 4, pool 5 cards that much. So it's like fine.
Yeah, back to that. I don't think these new cards matter for new players at all. I don't think I don't think it makes it any more overwhelming than it already is to start playing Marvel Snap. That's
cool. I think I agree with you there. So we're going to go through the 3 new cards that are coming out this month in a moment, but the way you're probably going to be getting them is collector's tokens or just hoping you unlock the cards on the track because they are going to be in pool 5, so they're going to be pretty rare. Happy with the new collector's token system so far, Justin?
Really happy. I'm happy that it's not a primary way to buy new cards.
Yep.
Even though I really want to buy Galactus and I've pinned him in my shop and whatnot, I'm really happy that I can't just go and buy him because then everyone's just going to finish their collection and it defeats the purpose of the whole thing, the whole system that they've got going. So I like it.
I think it's cool. I think it's great for, we said this from the start, it's great for players that have started the game at global launch. They see a cool video, they see, there's that cool Sarah deck. Wow, when am I going to get the card? Oh, it's in my shop. Pin. Like, if you're missing 20 cards, it's going to come up eventually within the week or two. Like it's not like you're never ever going to see the card. And I believe that they don't repeat. So like if Mr. Negative shows up, he's not going to show up in a day. Like in 2 days, he's not going to show up again. I'm pretty sure it's like they go in, not in an order, but you're not going to get duplicates. So you're going to see the card eventually. Obviously, I think pool 4 and pool 5, they are obviously harder to come up. But for pool 3, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Collector's tokens, great for new players. For us pool 4, pool 5 players, you're generally only getting like 1 to 2 cards with the tokens that they gave us. Two pool 5 cards maximum if you were at level 3000. So, I mean, they're not giving you everything straight up, like you said. But yeah, super happy for it. Great for new players. So yeah, this is the biggest update we've had since the game launched. So much new content. We've pretty much been through it all over the last few weeks. But as we said, there is 3 new cards coming this month, as well as Silver Surfer that just dropped, which is still blowing my mind. So what have we got in the last month? 16, 17, 20 new cards?
Like 20 new cards.
That's insane. Yeah. I think we got from beta, from the start of the game to global launch, we got 6 new cards?
Yeah, just one in each season pass.
That's nuts. It's just still blowing my mind because I just didn't think we'd get to this point where I expected maybe a new card a week, but not 20 cards all at once. Crazy stuff. So let's go through the cards, Justin. I've actually got them here, which is cool. So we can actually bring them up.
So I'll just read quickly straight from the app.
I hope
these
our
new cards
desktop
will
set
be
up.
added.
Yeah, it is.
These new cards will be added to Series 5 and will be available to unlock on the collection level track and token shop.
So Series 5. So you're not going to be getting all of them straight away, but they're going to be accessible as of December 13th is when when Null is released. Is that correct?
Null is released on December 13th.
Yep, so it'll go into Pool 5 or Series 5, and then we've got 2 other cards that will drop on December 20th, and that's Sentry and Darkhawk.
Correct.
Cool. So let's go through Null. What is, Justin, you want to take us through it?
Null, ongoing, has the combined power of all cards destroyed this game. Now, we have spoken on this podcast about how OP destroy decks are and how consistent they are.
Yep.
Not how OP they are, how consistent they are and how adaptable they are with locations and whatnot.
Yep.
This seems pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking of Venom. You can put a 12 power death. You can put a couple of other medium-sized characters. You can eat them with Venom, who gains their power, and then you can play Null and also gain all of the combined power of the cards destroyed.
It's just I guess it can be. It's kind of a Taskmaster. It's not exactly a replacement because yes, you could destroy Death and a bunch of other cards and get 20 power, but you're not going to copy a massive Venom. If Venom destroys a bunch of things, I guess whatever it destroys, you're getting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
It seems insane. I guess the only downside is the 6 cost card, so you do all of your destroying before. Yeah. It's not even a downside.
I was about to say,
you want to play this at the end.
Would you not play Taskmaster and this, so you always at least hit one of them?
Yeah.
If you miss Null, you play Taskmaster on a Death or a Venom, and then if you miss Taskmaster, you play Null, or you play both.
I feel
you wouldn't.
If you're feeling really lucky, you Venom turn 4, Taskmaster turn 5, and Null turn 6.
That's what I was gonna say. It's if you get Elysium or ways to make cards cheaper, you could just go nuts. Yeah, pretty cool. I think it's a good card. Goes straight into a Destroy deck. Destroy is just good. Has been for a while.
I feel like this is a pretty good card.
Artwork?
Just off the bat, I'd give it a 5 out of 5.
Wow. Okay, straight off the bat, I like it. Yeah. I think it's a cool card. Artwork, pretty sick.
Artwork's pretty sick. Now I want to know where Null comes from.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Look at that artwork. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Sick. So cool. Little cartoony one. Pretty cool. So that's Null. Man, what would Null be from? I'm trying to take a guess.
You take a guess, I'll look it up quickly.
I feel like it'd be it feels very very Thor villain. I don't know. I'm gonna go a villain of Thor's. This is just really exposing our lack of Marvel knowledge. I was not a comic book person growing up. I like the idea of comic books, but actually I lied. I like Watchmen. I read that. Yeah, go. What is it, Justin? Chat, what is Null from? Chat will know.
All right. So Null is fictional supervillain.
Oh yeah.
Appearing in Marvel, obviously, commonly in association with Venom and Carnage.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Venom and Carnage.
Okay. Got the
Later established as an unseen enemy of Thor.
oh yes, close enough.
Close enough. You'll take that.
I
You'll
will
take
take that. It just looked very
Yeah.
like. It just looks very like, I guess like evil god sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like-
So he was originally content. So this dude was like born before the Celestials arrived.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So
he's like
evil god.
yeah, evil god
sort
basically.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so
So cool.
nice. We're just gonna become a Marvel lore podcast next.
Yeah.
Justin and I are starting the Marvel. Nah, there'd be tons of those already. All right,
Yeah.
so that is yep, Null, cool card. Next up we have Sentry. So
Century
go for it.
cannot be played at the right location.
Mhm.
On reveal, add a -8 power void to the right location. So Sentry is a 4 cost, 8 power. You can't play him on the right location, but when you play him, he adds a -8 power void to the
Dude,
right location.
This card is I didn't even read it before. This card is insane.
Is it?
Yes.
So
Oh
you're adding
wait.
-8 and -8 power void to the right location.
So my question is, if you play this, can you send the negative? Yeah, hang on. So you play Sentry, it plays the -8.
Viper.
You play Viper, you give them the -8. That's ridiculous.
That's insane.
So that's just like a 16 power swing, 8 at your location and -8, and you get another 8 at the other location.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
And that is good. And also, this can also just fit into a destroy deck because you can easily destroy
Yeah.
that -8 power
Oh my
void.
gosh, destroy
Like
is
what?
stupid, man.
Or you can
Destroy-
zero. You can zero, so the ability doesn't happen. Or
Dude, it's just like even
Yeah.
like it's even just fodder for like Carnage. Carnage just gets a +2 for destroying a -8. Like
it's absolutely insane.
you play armor at Sentry's location, or even earlier, play Sentry there and then Destroyer. What
Yeah.
the heck, man? Why is Destroyer just like everything just seems to fit into it? Hey, I feel like
It's
now,
so good.
yeah,
It's so good because the negative on reveal abilities can often just be destroyed or like negated with the destroy card.
yeah.
Kinda sucks,
Like the hood.
but it's pretty good.
But yeah, it's pretty much the hood. Like you're playing a card, it's giving you a bad card. You get rid of the bad card, and it's all positive from there.
Yeah, even disruption like debris.
Yeah.
You can just destroy the rocks. They're actually better for you
Like-
because you play Carnage on the rocks. Like it's
Like,
just yeah.
Say you play the Sentry, then you can play like, so you've got armor there. You can play like a strong like 5 card, like Gamora, let's say,
Yeah.
and then you play Destroyer at another location and get 15 power there. That's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts, man.
Destroyer, yes. Now I know what you're saying. Destroyer and
Yeah.
destroy the void. Yes.
Destroy the void and like 15
Yeah.
power plus like possibly 15 plus power at the other location without your turn 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Like not taking that into account. Cool. Nuts. Cool.
Insane.
I actually think it's like it's very niche, and look, it's there's potential that the -8 actually ends up being really bad. Like
Yeah.
I guess there is a world where it is just really bad, and if it sticks, then you just lose. But I think it's like we haven't had a 8 power 4 cost card. Like that just doesn't exist right now because like it's strong.
Yeah, we have Typhoid Mary, which is a 4/10.
Yeah, but what is it? All your other cards get
Pretty
-1.
bad ability. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that's like the closest thing. But the thing is, you can't really. The only way to negate that is 0. But with this, you can just like destroy it. There's so many ways to destroy it. I don't know.
Don't forget about my boy Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah, true. Luke Cage can make Typhoid Mary good. All right, and the last card that we've got is Dark Hawk. Now,
Yeah.
go through Dark Hawk.
Dark Hawk 4 cost, another 4 cost. This is 1 power.
Yep.
Ongoing, +2 power for each card in your opponent's deck.
Seems bad.
In your opponent's deck.
Yeah.
What?
Like maximum, like assuming that they draw through their deck naturally and don't draw extra cards, they'll have 3 cards left, which gives you +6 power, which only gets you to 7. If they're playing like Thanos, sure, it might be.
Yeah.
No, but even then, your stones draw you cards. I don't know if this is good.
I can't see this being that good. How do you add cards to your opponent's deck? Like a Korg adds 2 rocks.
As one
A
rock. Oh,
rock.
I guess you just play,
1
yeah.
rock.
You play
A rock
Korg.
slide adds like 2
You
rocks.
play Rock Slide and you like Odin them. You
Oh,
like Wong
yeah.
Odin. That's it.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
I guess you're, yeah, I guess like Korg. Let's say Korg, Rock Slide. No, Korg.
Is there anything else?
Korg, Wong, Rock Slide. No, but Wong's 4. You'd have to cheat him out earlier. If you Odin that, you would just throw a bunch of rocks into their deck. Dark
Yeah.
Hawk could get pretty big. Problem is, that's only one location. How do you spread that out? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you need the other cards to have decent power.
Yeah, which I think would be hard if you're playing like Korg and you need them all at the same location with Odin. I guess Korg, Rock Slide, Wong, Odin, and Dark Hawk somewhere else.
You can even chuck the, what's her name? Black Widow in there to stop them from drawing on your 2-drop.
Oh, true. You throw Black Widow in there as well. I mean, it's probably a deck, but I guess it's like pretty niche. Like you kind of have to play something like that. Drugor said in chat Thanos tech, but all the stones draw you cards, so Thanos still goes through his deck really fast. So I think it's you have to put the cards in their deck basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
It's interesting.
I feel like if I had all the other pool 4 and pool 5 cards, I would then be interested in playing this. But I can't see me buying it straight away.
Yeah, I wouldn't. The other 2 cards I'd really consider buying from the shop. This guy I would not. Dark Hawk I would not.
Yeah. I think it's a cool idea. If we get other ways to put cards in our opponent's deck, it could be pretty cool. But I like your combo.
100%.
Black Widow. I like the Black Widow combo. And if you find ways to reactivate Black Widow and just keep stopping them from drawing.
Absorbing Man on the Black Widow or
pretty good.
or anything. Yeah. But that's, I guess, the 4-drop as well.
It's just as long as you can win that second location, then it works. Because Dark Hawk could get pretty big. I want to see the biggest, like Dark Hawk when it comes out. I want to see who can get the biggest Dark Hawk, but win, but like actually win the game. Cool. So that's the 3 new cards. Dark Hawk and Sentry are dropping on December 20th into Pool 5, and Null will be dropping December 13th. How about we quickly go through the 4 new locations we're getting this month?
Yep, we can do that.
Go for it.
Do you have them at all or not?
Sorry, yeah, I do have them up. I had them. Yep.
Cool. I'll bring them up anyway. So,
yep, go for it. So
the first location is Lamentus 1.
Yep.
And that reads: draw 3 cards, destroy both decks.
So, I think this is so cool.
I read through these locations. I think all of them are awesome. That is so cool. Draw 3 cards, destroy both decks. You are playing off what's in your hand plus 3 cards.
I think it's sick.
That is like an awesome location. It doesn't benefit one person or the other, but it greatly affects the game.
Yeah, like it's all of a sudden becomes like poker. Like who has the best poker hand?
Yeah, I think that is what makes a good location. You know, we always refer back to the peak, how that creates what deck someone plays, or it defines the meta.
Yes.
This does not define the meta, but this is game defining. Like this will define a game, but it doesn't make you play a certain deck. I reckon this is awesome.
I think it does kill some decks. Like you're not playing Thanos when this is featured.
Definitely not.
But like, so it makes some decks bad, but I don't think it forces you to play a specific deck. I'm sure.
Correct.
Like it's not like a hey, we're gonna buff these specific cards. It's a hey, here's your hand of potentially. Like, say that's the first location. You're going to have, 7 cards in hand? Here, this is what you play with. You now have that knowledge. I'm not getting any other cards from my deck. This is what I'm playing with.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do you know it'd be funny? You get Lamentus 1, and then you get, Weird World, and there's, nothing to draw.
Yeah.
Cool. So the next location we've got is Clintar. After turn 4, merge your cards here into a symbiote. So I guess that's just, here's a Venom?
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're just going to merge all your cards and it's Venom.
He's a 0-powered Venom.
Yeah, and then you just add all the cards to him.
Interesting.
It's I guess I don't know what it helps.
It's actually not good, because if you're playing decks with cards that have ongoing abilities,
they just
I think it screws up ongoing abilities.
Hang on. It says merge your cards here into a symbiote. It depends if the symbiote keeps all the abilities. That's the key.
I doubt it.
But
it says merge. It doesn't say. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's not like destroy them. It's merge. So maybe it just gets all of the powers. Maybe it's just like a super scroll.
Super Scroll
Yeah,
mixed with a Venom.
with the venom. Like, I don't know. It doesn't actually explain what a symbiote is.
Yeah,
If
it'll
that's
be
how it
interesting to
works,
see that interaction.
pretty nuts if that's how it works.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's Clintar. Next up we have yeah.
Sorry, I can see.
Oh yeah, go.
I can just see Shang-Chi like being in the meta when that happens,
True.
because you just
You're
destroy
right.
everything.
It's just going to be
Yeah.
Shang-Chi meta again.
Yeah.
You just play Shang-Chi and destroy it every
Yeah.
time that comes up. You
Kinda
just
sucks.
both Shang-Chi each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Vormir, the first card you play here is destroyed.
That's pretty cool.
It's interesting.
I like that.
Does it just help destroy?
It does help destroy Nova, Deadpool,
Oh, jeez. Nova,
Bucky
yeah.
Barnes. Yeah.
Yep.
It
What else
just
do you
helps
say?
destroy.
Yeah, what else do you say?
Yeah, nothing.
And then you've got Morag. You can't play your first card here each turn. So this is interesting.
Super interesting.
Because if you've got like a really big rampy deck where you kind of just have big cards, you're probably almost not going to be able to play cards here.
Yeah,
so just
correct.
I guess that just to get cards there, you need to be playing multiple cards each turn.
Yeah.
Good for Thanos, I guess.
Yeah, good for Thanos, I guess.
But no, yeah, it'd be good for like, I guess, aggro decks. They can get cards in there. You could just win that off the fact that your opponent can't play anything there.
Yeah, correct.
Which will be interesting dynamic. I think all of these locations are quite... Some of them are very different. Some of them are kind of just variations, like destroy the first card you play here. I mean, we've had locations that destroy cards, so this is just destroy the first one. It's not like anything revolutionary. The symbiote one is very interesting because I don't actually know how that's going to work. Draw 3 cards, destroy both decks. Very wacky, love it. And then yeah, Morag is that's pretty interesting. That's a new sort of thing for locations. Like we're restricting what you can play here, but it's more based on what your deck has, not like, oh, can't play 1, 2, 3 costs.
Yeah, correct.
So I think it's very interesting.
It's pretty cool. I just hope that the symbiote can't be destroyed. If that can be destroyed, man, it's gonna feel bad.
What if the symbiote can be destroyed by Shang-Chi?
Yeah,
100% it will be 100% they will allow it to be destroyed, and it's gonna suck when it does. Cool.
But there's some pretty cool locations. I like them.
So much new content this like month. It's actually blowing my mind.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't
crazy,
see that, because I read that. I saw that pop up when the new season came out, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
So it's weird you say that, because I always read the new season notes because it always tells you the locations coming before they like we get them. But I just didn't expect new cards, but they did mention we were going to be getting a card a week. So I probably should have thought about that. And I just thought I just had this come to mind. The reason we're getting 2 cards on December 20th is because Christmas holidays. They don't want to be dropping a card on December 27th.
Yeah, no, it actually says
it would.
that.
Yeah, I was just thinking because they'll all be off. They'll have a few weeks off.
It actually does say that.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, why 2 cards on the same day? But they don't want to be having bugs and issues when they're not at work. So I think that's good news.
So they say we'll be releasing 2 new cards before the holidays and skipping the last week of December. Yeah.
Cool. So hopefully all the team get a nice, well-deserved break, because I mean they've been working their butts off for the last few years getting this game ready, and I mean. Sick. Cool. So we've got one little bit of news, and then we're going to play Snap Who. I've got a good location for you to guess this week, Justin. But there was some interesting... there's an interesting little thing on Marvel Snap's Twitter. So let's take a look at this. So Marvel Snap... did you see this, Justin?
I have not seen this.
Okay, so...
Save the date.
We're cooking up something epic in the kitchen. So Hell's Kitchen, I guess. Keep your eyes and ears open December 8th. And then it's got like a little Daredevil emoji and then like an Electra emoji. Yeah? So we've got Daredevil, Blind Devil, Electra's swords, yeah? Event loading. Yeah. But then it's got Martin Garrix like tagged in the thing. So then I went to Martin Garrix, and then it's got new music dropping my new song Hero together with Duke this Thursday at Marvel Snap. So we're getting a Marvel Snaps song?
Is this going to be like played now on the menu?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is this going to become like the official Marvel Snap theme song?
Maybe. That's like December 8th. That's in 2 days.
Yeah, but like this is Martin Garrix. That's huge. That's massive.
That's pretty cool.
Like I saw it and I saw the tag and I'm like, music? And then I flicked over and this was posted like a little bit later. So Martin Garrix, the song Hero, Marvel Snap, at Marvel Snap. No. Cool. I mean, I'm not like I'm not like an EDM person or anything, but like it's cool. Martin Garrix is like friggin' huge.
I like it. I mean, if anyone's going to do something like this, it's Marvel. I mean, they got the money, so
Yeah, but as you say, Marvel has the money. But I mean, like I know Marvel, like, I guess, are backing the game to some degree. But I mean, Second Dinner like got the license for it. Like it's not like they're it's not like they're just like, hey, make us a Marvel Snap game. Like it's
they're not gonna share this with Marvel. It's just for Marvel Snap.
well, like yeah, it's like a Marvel Snap thing. Like it's not. I don't know. It's kind of massive, to be honest.
So can you go back to that Twitter post?
Yeah, sure. Go back. So we're cooking up something epic in the kitchen. Keep your eyes and ears open, and then it's got them tagged. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. What does Daredevil and Elektra have to do with it?
That's the thing I can't figure out. That's what
Save
I'm
the
not
date.
sure.
It's like they're getting married or something.
Yeah, well, because they're like lovers, so like it's got a love heart in the middle. I don't know.
Event, but it says
Yeah, I think it's going to be an event.
Loading.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be the new event, and it's going to drop at the same time with the song, and it's going to have something to do with this new song.
Okay, the song's one thing. What is this event?
We're going to find out.
In 2 days. All right, I'm keen to find out. By the next podcast,
we're going to be discussing
we will
this.
know what the event is.
Guys, we will retweet all of this stuff on the at Infinite Snap Pod on Twitter. So go and follow us there if you are listening to the audio version, want to check all that out. Very interesting stuff, but it is time for everyone's favorite quiz game, favorite Marvel quiz, Snap Who. I have a location for you today, Justin. For those listening to the audio version of the podcast, you're going to describe the location to the best of your ability. Then Justin is going to, so I'm giving him an image of a location from the game. He's going to have to guess the name of the location, and you're going to have to guess what the actual ability of the location is. So this is the location. I'm bringing it up now. Boom. So there it is. Do your best to describe it.
Okay, let me describe this.
All right.
All right, so we're in space. We can see we have like some planets.
I think they're like oh yeah, I guess they are like
it kind of looks like planets mixed with like some ships, and also some of the planets seem to be encased in like machinery of some
like
sort,
big robot looking things.
Like big robot looking things.
Yep.
The main color is purple. There seems to be like 3 or 4 moons or glowing orbs around the place.
Yep, they look like moons. And then like some spaceships.
And some spaceships.
Some X-wing looking spaceships there.
It does look like an X-wing spaceship.
Yep.
And yeah, it just looks like we're in the middle of the galaxy. The vibe is purple, and we're looking at some strange planet or planets connected by or encased in machinery.
Cool. So, think it out. What is it?
I actually feel like I know this one, but
Yep.
I don't want to be I don't want to just jump the gun, but I feel like this is Xander with an X, as in Xander.
Yep.
And I feel like the location reads +1 power for all cards here, and I'm not looking that in just yet, but I feel like that's what it is.
Yep.
And Xander has something to do with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I know because it's in the movie, and it makes sense because this is like in the galaxy. It literally looks like a galaxy.
I mean, that does make sense, I guess.
So I'm locking that in. I'm locking in Xander and +1 for all cards here. Okay.
Well, I can give you some good news. It is a Xander. You spelt it wrong, though. It's Xandar, not ER.
Same thing. That's what I meant.
It is cards here have +1 power. Well done. What I said. That is 2 points. You actually got both. That is very good work. You worded it differently, but that doesn't matter. You said what the effect is. You said +1 power to all cards here. I mean, that's the same thing. So there it is.
I am wrapped with that.
Well done. I'm super impressed with that. I'm like super struggling. I feel like for the next week, I'm literally just going to like open, like you said to me earlier, you've been opening the locations, kind of getting familiar with them. I'm going to start doing that because I'm sick of losing this game.
Yeah, I can't remember if maybe I was saying it to you before we started the podcast,
Yeah.
but every game that I've been playing, if I remember, I've been clicking on the locations to
Yeah.
see them a little bit bigger,
Yeah.
been analyzing them, reading the name. I didn't really think that it helped me because I felt like I retained none of it, but maybe I have. Maybe it's helped.
Maybe have chats calling us nerds for knowing the knowing that information. Xandar is it is where the Xandarians are from. I think it is from it's from Guardians of the Galaxy. Good job. Well, that is Snap Who for another week. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Infinite Snap. So much content coming in Marvel Snap. We're still waiting for this battle mode that it is meant to drop before the end. Maybe that's what the 8th is for. Maybe they're also going to drop the battle mode like Daredevil, Elektra. Maybe like, yes, they're lovers, but they're also fighting each other. Like, we're friends, but we're also battling each other.
Oh, you could be on here. That's a good idea.
Crazy. Am I onto something here? I'd be nuts if that's actually it.
That'd be awesome.
I just thought of it now when I was thinking about it. Like, yeah, they're friends, but they also like, fight. So
you're gonna get a call from Second Dinner and
just get cancelled.
Like, investigating you.
They're just gonna DMCA everything. Everything just gets taken down. Podcast is deleted. Cool. Drew, chat, thank you for joining us as always. Guys, if you want to catch the podcast live, we are live on YouTube on Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m, around 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Yes, we are in Australia, if you hadn't already guessed it from our accents. Guys, thank you for listening. You can catch us on all podcast apps and, of course, at Infinite Snap Pod on Twitter. Go and follow us there. We're posting Marvel Snap news, and, of course, all the things we talk about on the podcast will be up there when it goes live on your favorite podcasting app. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. As always, Justin, any last words?
No, just thanks everyone. Thanks for the chat. This is probably the most excited I've been for Marvel Snap's future. I'm pumped.
Yeah, for sure. It's just like so much content at once, and then you think like, what is there to come? There's just so much on the horizon. Guys, thanks so much. We will catch you in the next episode. Peace out.
Thanks.